again played after Perth came on, not the first time she's done this. How close is she to becoming a starter rather than a finisher, do you think?
Sorry, Graham, I missed the first bit there. I got your second bit, but I wasn't sure what player you mentioned.
Sonia.
Sonia. Yeah, I thought Sonia when she came on, she did really well. You know, Sonia's actually played in a variety of roles recently. She's played as a number 9, she's played as a number 10, and also got her goal again yesterday. So, yeah, Sonia, like every other player, is part of the team. She's part of the plans. I think you'll probably see that in the next 6 games that's remaining, we're going to rely on every single member of the squad because the games come thick and fast. So it's really important, not just Sonia, but every other player is ready to be called upon. And I think Sonia did that yesterday, as did the girls that started the game as well.
Absolutely. You don't always want to look at other teams' results, but when it comes to a title race, sometimes you do. Looking at the Glasgow City Celtic game, was it a good result for Rangers? Was that kind of the best result you could hope for, or is it concentrating on what Rangers do?
Yeah, I think you're right in saying that. We obviously can't control what happens elsewhere, so we've got to react to what happens elsewhere. So first and foremost, we managed to put in a good performance against Hearts and win the game, and then you obviously hear the result from the Glasgow City Celtic game. So then you now then start to look at the league table. There's not a great deal that changes for us, Graham, and that we still have to go and perform in every game now to give ourselves a chance to win the league, or at very least get second spot. So with the draw obviously last night, it puts us back into second spot, but obviously we're still then looking at Glasgow City to then drop points in the remaining games, and us obviously beating Glasgow City in the last game, which I think can absolutely happen in terms of the games that are coming up, but it's not within our hands. So like you said, we've just got to focus on us and what we've got to do and make sure that if Glasgow City and or Celtic slip up, that we are ready to take those opportunities.
Regarding Kirsten's injury, obviously, was that precautionary yesterday, her missing out, or is it potentially something that could be a little bit longer?
Yeah, it's not a serious injury. She obviously got that knock on Sunday's game, so she's still feeling a little bit of discomfort from it. So there was no point in risking her for yesterday's game and giving her more opportunity to obviously rest. So we'll assess her again towards the end of the week. We'll give her every opportunity to be fit for Sunday, and then we'll also make a call on that probably Saturday after the training session. So it's nothing too serious, but for us, we'll just assess her and hopefully she'll be in that squad for Sunday against Spartans.
Last but not least, on Spartans, they're probably one of the teams that has offset the apple cart a little bit. Look like they might potentially be getting fourth, which I think many people would have expected maybe Hibs to be in. So what sort of challenge do Spartans represent for Rangers? You talk about different challenges, and Matt, you spoke about different challenges. What's the challenge they represent?
Yeah, Spartans are obviously a team or a club that have been part of the Premier League for a long time, and they've got a very experienced manager in Debbie who knows the league inside out. When we played them the last time at Ainsley Park, we only managed to win 1-0, so it was extremely tight that game. Obviously the corresponding fixture here at the training centre, we won that game fairly comfortably on the day, but I know Debbie and our coaching staff are disappointed with the team's performance on that day, so I'm sure that they will be fired up, as you mentioned, that they want to get that fourth spot, they want to be the best club in Edinburgh, and obviously yesterday's draw with Hibs still put them in that pole position, so we know that they're going to come and make sure that they make it difficult for us. They're not going to lie down to us or any other team, so we've got to make sure that we're performing at our best. So I think what we'll get on Sunday is a Spartans that are very well organised, that have a good structure, they're always a threat from set plays and or counter-attacks. So we've got to make sure that we're switching on, not just when we're attacking, but when we're defending as well. So expect a very difficult game, but a game that we'll obviously be confident going into, and one that we'll be looking to win.
Just first off, Kevin, obviously it was important that the girls came out and got a result yesterday after the defeat to Glasgow City. What was the morale like going into the Hearts game yesterday? Knowing that they had to kind of get back to winning ways to bring that morale back up.
Yeah, no, the morale was good, Courtney. I think when you lose a game, it's always difficult. The beauty of football is there's always a game around the corner, and we were back training on the Monday as well as the Tuesday, so they don't have too long to dwell on it, and it's important that we analyse it and reflect on it and learn, but at the same time we can't let it creep into other performances, because if that happens then more ground is then lost. So to be fair to the players, they're professional, they understand where we're at in this moment in time, so they approached the game against Hearts as you'd expect, and they came into that game really prepared. So there's also probably a good opportunity for them to get rid of a few demons from the Sunday as well by putting in a good performance in the game against Hearts. And I think the goals that we scored typify that. I thought the goals were excellent last night in terms of actually how they were structured and how we taken them. I thought it was great. So the confidence was high going into the game. The performance levels were good. It was great to get other players an opportunity in the team as well and freshen things up, and they did well and equipped themselves well. So the morale was good going into the game, and it will be the same going into Sunday's game too.
There was plenty of kind of finishers, as you guys say, at Rangers, coming on yesterday and changing the game up. How important is it for the players to kind of utilise their chances just now, knowing that the games are coming in, thick and fast, like you say?
Yeah, it's vitally important, and I think what I said to Graham there as well, like we're going to have to tap into every single player in this run-in. It's going to be vitally important, and every player, whether they play 90 minutes or 5 minutes, they've got to be ready, and you never know when they can be called upon. So every training session matters, every minute on the pitch that they spend, obviously, in competitive action matters. And I thought you saw that yesterday. It's difficult perhaps if you haven't played for a long time to then come in and get 90 minutes, but I think it's credit to the players that you saw in last night's performance that they're physically equipped to do that, and they're ready to take their opportunities, and hopefully by them getting more minutes in under their belt, it'll equip them for the next 6 games so they are ready if called upon and when needed.
Graham's already kind of mentioned the whole kind of league table thing, the results last night changing that. Rangers obviously always push for first. That's the message behind the club. What's the kind of beliefs like around the team? Is it striving towards that first place, or kind of trying to secure that Champions League spot? Yeah,
obviously we want first spot. That's a gimme, as you said. At a club like this, we want to go and win every game and win championships and stuff like that. But at the moment, it's out of our hands, and that's the harsh reality of it. So we've just got to focus on what we can do. Focus on every single game and making sure that we take maximum points. But with that, we give the performance levels that we know that we can do, and we have fell short on 1 or 2 occasions this season. So we've got to make sure that performance levels remain high, and if teams in around us drop points, that we're ready to capitalise on it. So the dream is and ambition is always to win the league. That doesn't change, but we've got to make sure that we look after ourselves first and foremost. So making sure that today that they recover well and that the training's prepared, that they're working hard on every training session, so that whatever happens come the end of this season, we can say that we've gave absolutely everything that we have to the cause.
And just lastly, the last time out against Spartans was 1-0, a very tight game. As a coach, how do you kind of prepare your team to maybe have to be really patient? A team like Rangers, scoring like 11 goals a game, it's almost becoming a given. But how do you kind of, as like I said, as a coach, kind of prepare the girls to kind of be patient and wait for that one goal if it does become 1-0 again? Yeah,
but we've done a lot of work on that, Courtney, probably all season, because even some teams we expected to have a goal at us in this campaign, they've maybe sat in, which is also their prerogative. So the players have had to learn, not just in training, but obviously come game day, about being patient, recycling the ball, the moments to then go and attack, and recognising the moments when it is on to keep the ball and when it is on to then go for goal. So I think the game last night was a really good example of that, and how we moved the ball quickly around the box, and I think you can see that with the goals that we scored. There's been other games this season where, if the game is tight, it's how we manage that and how we be patient. I think that emotional control is really important for us now for the next 6 games, that if this game on Sunday and it's tied after 60-70 minutes, that we don't become frantic, that we still believe in what we're trying to do, that we're still being patient, and that all the practice sessions that the players have had from the start of the season to now, that should kick in. So it's something we'll speak about this week, but it's something that we speak about every week, to be honest.